Well, good morning, everybody. It's Ethan here in Death Valley National Park. Absolutely beautiful spot out here this morning. It is about 9:15 right now, and I just got here to the trailhead for Sidewinder and Willow Creek Canyons. Two little canyon systems back in these mountains here. Both of them, they look pretty cool. Sidewinder is the one I'm going to be starting with, which starts at this little unmarked trail right here. And they say that Sidewinder goes back about 2.5 miles, at least 2.5 miles, without needing like technical canyoneering equipment. But supposedly there's a lot of side canyons, and some of them are technical, some of them are semi-technical. Some you can get in a little bit and then need like ropes and stuff like that, but I am going to be exploring as much of the Sidewinder Canyon system as I can. Really excited about checking this out. It looks really cool. Haven't done a little slot canyon hike like this in a long time, so definitely wanted to check out some of the slot canyons while I was here in Death Valley. Supposedly this gets pretty narrow, pretty crazy, pretty cool. And then after this, I'm going to be coming back here to the parking lot and going across to the other side of the parking lot. And over there is the trail that heads into the Willow Creek Canyon system, which is slightly longer and has a waterfall somewhere in there, which supposedly is flowing like almost all the time. So, I mean, it has been an exceptionally dry year here in Death Valley, but I'm definitely excited to check this out either way. And can't wait to bring you guys along and show you some of this awesome Death Valley scenery. Okay. So I'm approaching the entrance to Sidewinder Canyon right now. You can see it starts out nice and wide, and that's looking back towards where I started from. The trailhead's down there. Hiked in it's about a little over 1/2 mile to get from the trailhead to the mouth of the canyon, but you definitely have some beautiful views to look at while you're hiking up this little section here. Down to the basin, the Panamint Range over there. That's looking back towards Badwater Basin, which is about 20 miles north of here. And it is an absolutely beautiful morning here. It is about 60 degrees right now, sunny skies, and it should be going up to about 75 today, but I'd imagine once I get back into this canyon system, it's going to feel a little cooler than it does right now, just being out in the open desert. All right, well, I'm about 0.6 miles into the hike, and right after entering Sidewinder, you'll see your first little side canyon right there. Pretty easy to miss some of these, so I'm going to try to keep a lookout, but it's pretty much just right on the right as soon as you enter into the canyon. And, you know, obviously, this is kind of a choose your own adventure type thing. You're totally allowed to explore as much as you want back here in these canyon systems, but you don't have to. You know, if you want to just stick to the main canyon, you totally can do that. But I'm here to have an adventure, so I'm definitely going to be checking out as many of these little slot canyons as I can. And some of these, from what I was reading online, are pretty cool, so can't wait to see. Okay, well, this first little slot canyon dead ended pretty quickly. You actually could, I did climb up this little ramp right here, and you could keep going that way and climb out of the canyon, but that is pretty gnarly right there. I mean, this stuff is all just like loose dirt and rock, and it's not pleasant, and it's pretty dangerous. And the thing is, like right here, if you slip and fall, you know, you kind of have this ramp, you'll just kind of slide down and it'll be annoying, but it's not the end of the world. But if you slip and fall like over here, you'll just fall right off the side back down into the canyon and probably mess yourself up pretty bad. So these shoes that I'm wearing actually generally have pretty good traction on like loose rock, but even with these shoes on, I was still just slipping and sliding everywhere, just getting up that. So I decided not to go any further just because I figured it would be pretty dangerous to do that. But hey, at least I got a nice view out of this. But this first slot canyon, I mean, I guess it's kind of worth checking out, but it dead ends pretty quickly. Not much to it. Okay, well, there's a couple of things back there that kind of look like they're slot canyons but aren't. But I'm a little more than a half a mile into the canyon right now, and it looks like I may have found another actual slot canyon. So I'm gonna head in here and check it out, see how far back this one goes before it becomes too dangerous. Because I'll tell you, that last one did not take very long. This one is pretty cool. I like the looks of it. Look at that. Don't want to be standing under that when that falls. Holy crap. I'm liking this one. This is cool. Now this is more like it. This is a really cool little slot canyon. Totally easy to get through, but I've been actually getting pretty far back into this one. So this one is about 0.6 miles in on your left when you're going into heading into the main canyon. And you know, that first initial one, probably pass on that, but this one is definitely worth checking out. I'm already like probably 0.3, 0.4 miles back in here, and it just keeps going. I'm sure eventually either it'll go back up to the surface level or something will block my path, but for now I'm gonna keep following it. This is awesome. All right, well, I guess technically the canyon keeps going up that way, but it's more of a wash than an actual canyon at this point. But that was really cool. There is nothing technical in this slot canyon at all. It was totally just easy class 2 hiking to get up to the top here. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and head up there just to get a nice view. I mean, why not? Hiked all the way up here, might as well get a nice view out of it. But that was a really cool one. Like I said, that one's a little over a half a mile into the main canyon, and it's on the left side. So this one is definitely worth checking out. I mean, it's easy, anybody can hike it. There's really no other side canyons, so it wouldn't be really possible to get lost. Perfect. So anyway, I'm just gonna head up this little hill here and see what kind of a view I can get, and then I'll head back down to the main canyon. Well, this is a pretty epic viewpoint up here. You can see all those mountains all surrounding the valley. Really, really cool. And you can see all these canyon systems through here. This is all the Sidewinder Canyon system. And then over there, that's all the Willow Creek Canyon system up through there. So yeah, this is pretty epic. Definitely worth the little trip up that little slot canyon and then climbing up this hill. This is really, really cool. Wow. Well, before dropping back down into this little slot canyon here, I wanted to get a view of what was on the other side of this, and that's just looking down to the main Sidewinder Canyon. So that's really cool. Really cool. And you can see the main canyon actually splits over there. So that'll be good decision time. I can tell you from up here, that direction looks pretty cool. Looks like it narrows quite a bit. But anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and head back down this slot canyon and get back to the main canyon. I would go that way, but I guarantee you it's gonna cliff out. So I don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that. As soon as I popped out of that slot canyon, saw another one right here. I don't know if this one will be as cool as that one was, but definitely gonna check it out. See where it takes me. Well, this one actually has some semi-technical stuff back here, which is really cool. Definitely a couple of class 3 scrambling moves. Now look at this. Man, it's crazy looking. Oh man, I tell you, I am having a blast exploring this area. I'm like not even 3/4 of a mile into the main canyon yet, but I've already been hiking over like definitely over probably about 2.5 miles at this point. This is awesome. All right, well, I made it back in to the main canyon. That third slot canyon was a ton of fun. A lot of little class 3 moves and stuff in there. And now it looks like I found slot canyon number 4. There are a ton of them. When I was reading about this trail, or well, it's not a trail, but this hike, they didn't make it sound like I'd be hitting one every like 100 yards, but that's how it's been thus far. This is really, really cool. Let's see what this one has to offer. So this one actually has quite a bit of class 3, which is really cool. Class 3, 4, like just these little walls you have to climb up. But so far, all of them have had pretty good hand and footholds, so looks safe, and I'm definitely gonna keep going. Well, I made my way out of that slot canyon and onto another little ridge, getting great views of the main Sidewinder Canyon. You can see it continuing back that way. It looks like I can already see another slot canyon right there. I can see a couple more slot canyons from here. There's a ton of them back here, which is really, really awesome. But yeah, actually right up there, that's the other high point that I was standing on, because there's the main canyon down here, and then one ridge, and then another slot canyon there, and then that's the ridge that I climbed up on top of. Really cool, great view down to the basin from here. Definitely warming up a little bit up here. It's about, feels like it's about almost 70 degrees now, but man, what an incredible viewpoint. I'll tell you, I definitely have been impressed with the slot canyons, but I'm even more impressed with how many opportunities there are to climb out of the canyon and get some good views. This is really, really cool. So you can see all the way out there to the to Badwater Road. The canyon kind of winds its way back out to there. So like I said, I haven't, in terms of like how far I've gone into the main canyon, I haven't gone that far yet, but there's been like so many little slot canyons and little spots to explore. I've already clocked in over 3 miles of total hiking. Yeah, so this canyon here, the one I just came up through, this is definitely the most technical of any of the ones I've been into so far. There's quite a few spots where there's some class 3 pitches, and there's even one that was like a low class 5 pitch. And then it's just a little easy class 3 pitch to climb up, actually climb up out of the canyon right here. But it's not too bad. It's definitely doable. You don't need any kind of ropes or, you know, any sort of technical canyoneering equipment to get through it. It's not too bad, but definitely if you're a little sketched out by like scrambling, I might skip this one. Well, it looks like I'm nearing the end of the main canyon. This wide part of the canyon really only goes for about a mile, it looks like. Maybe even a little less than a mile. But there's so many little side canyons to explore. It's definitely a really awesome experience coming back in here. But the last slot canyon I hit was way down there. There's another little, or a big side canyon branching off that way. That looks like it leads to another 1 or 2 slot canyons. So I'm going to go back and check those out. But first, it looks like there might be another slot canyon to explore right here. So I'm gonna check this one out. This one looks really cool. Look at that. This is awesome. Okay, well, this one is definitely the longest and the coolest one so far. This is awesome. That section back there towards the beginning where it was like super narrow, that was just wild. And there's a couple of easy class 3 moves in here, but nothing too major, at least not yet. And yeah, this is an awesome one. This is definitely my favorite so far. It got really narrow in some spots back there. And looks like some more scrambling up here. Awesome. Man, this one just keeps going and going and going. By the way, claustrophobic people may want to avoid this one. It is very, very narrow in some places. For the most part, it's not too bad, but there are a couple of spots where it is very narrow. Is this it? This might be it. Wow, what an amazing slot canyon. My goodness. This is so cool. So I climbed up out of the canyon. I mean, I guess technically it keeps going up through here, but it's not really much of a canyon anymore. So I decided to just climb out a little bit, get a nice view, which I'm definitely getting, and then I'll turn around and start heading back down towards the main canyon. This was definitely the longest, narrowest, and most technical of any of the slot canyons I've been in so far. This one was really, really cool. If you're not comfortable with scrambling or tight spaces, I would definitely avoid this one. But if you're looking for an adventure, out of all the slot canyons I've been in thus far, all of which have been really cool, this one is by far my favorite. That one was really, really awesome. And as many of these slot canyons have, this one ends with a great view. Really, really cool. Okay, well, I am back in the main canyon after coming back through that really, really cool slot canyon. And so far haven't seen any other slot canyons, but the main canyon has definitely gotten a lot more narrow than it was before. I thought it was coming to an end, but it keeps going back. Honestly, I don't even know if I don't think I'll have time to do Willow Creek Canyon. There is a lot more to explore back here in Sidewinder than I thought there would be. And I am perfectly fine with that, because this is really fun. Definitely a little different than what I'm used to hiking through. All right, made it into yet another slot canyon. Freaking never-ending adventure out here. This is awesome. I tell you, Death Valley has really exceeded all of my expectations. All the stuff out here is way cooler than I was imagining it would be. This is really great. Look at this. It's like a little cave back here. Wow. Looks like the canyon splits. You could keep going up that way too. I think I'm gonna head this way first. Okay, so this canyon's pretty nice and open until you get right here. There's some huge boulders. I'm standing on top of one that blocks the path. You gotta kind of crawl through that little crack right there, which I'm a big guy, so if I can make it through there, anybody can make it through there. But then the real hard part is scrambling up here and then up onto this boulder. And who knows, I could have done all that for nothing, because I might turn the corner and hit something even more extreme than that and end up turning around. I mean, there's a ton of big boulders through here. We'll see what happens. If you can make it past that one section back around there, it's totally worth it. It looks like it dead ends, but there's a little spot where you can slip through another crack, and then it opens up into this. And more giant boulders are blocking the path right here. I don't know, let's see if I can even get up through these ones. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna turn around here in this canyon. I did make it past those big boulders. I'll tell you though, that was definitely way more technical than anything else I've done today. I really came close to turning around at a couple of those spots, and I'll tell you right now, if you're not experienced with like rock scrambling, I definitely wouldn't try going too far back in this slot canyon. Once you get past those like 3 major obstacles, it's pretty good after that. I mean, there's a couple like minor class 3 moves, but it's pretty easy. But there's like 3 sections before you get out of this really narrow slot canyon into a little bit of a wider one. And those 3 obstacles were pretty crazy. Honestly, I got to tell you, I am not looking forward to down climbing those. I think that is probably going to be rough. So wish me luck. But I'm sure I'll be fine. I mean, even if I do fall, the only reason that I went over some of those obstacles is because I knew that like, even if I fell or something bad happened when I was down climbing, it wasn't enough of a fall that it would like, you know, hurt me really badly. I mean, it would hurt, but you know, it wouldn't like, I don't think it would like incapacitate me to the point where I wasn't able to hike out. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and turn around here, and then I think this might be the last slot canyon for the day, because I've been hiking quite a while actually. I did not expect there to be such a labyrinth of slot canyons back here. I mean, I knew it would be cool, but this really exceeded my expectations, and I've already done like over 8 miles of hiking, and just to get back out of here, it's going to be at least another like 2.5 miles to hike back to the car from here. So I've already done pretty much as much hiking as I was planning on doing today. I got like one other really short hike that I was planning on doing in a different part of the park. And if I want to have time to even do that, I'm definitely not going to have time to do Willow Creek Canyon. And honestly, it'd probably be a good idea for me to just turn around now. But man, this was absolutely incredible. If you're in Death Valley, I would highly, highly recommend checking out the Sidewinder Canyon system, because it is just so much fun and endless adventure. And if you don't mind doing some scrambling and some tight spaces and stuff like that, I mean, the sky's the limit for like how much you could explore back here. I mean, I've been out here for like 4 hours now, almost 4 hours, and I haven't even like scratched the surface, I don't think, of a lot of the places you can explore out here. And there's even some spots like I was showing you earlier where you can get up out of the canyons and get up onto the ridges and get some views. I mean, you can really just do whatever the hell you want back here. And it's a Saturday, it's a beautiful day, and there are not that many people here. I mean, there's a few people in like the main canyon, but once you get back in the slot canyons, it's like totally empty. It's awesome. So I highly recommend it. But anyway, it's time to start heading back. All right, well, I've hiked pretty far back. I'm on the main canyon again, and even the main canyon's starting to turn into more of a slot canyon. So I'm gonna go a little bit further back, but I think I'm about ready to start hiking out. It is getting pretty late. I've been back here for over 4 hours, and it is almost 1:30. I did have one other thing that I wanted to do today. So unfortunately, as much as I'd like to, I can't spend all day back here. But man, this is super cool. All right, guys, made it back down to the trailhead. That was about 10 miles of total hiking today with all the slot canyons I did, which is awesome. And I was out there for about 4.5 hours. So really cool, really incredible place to go hiking. I would definitely highly recommend it. I got to run all the way back down through the main canyon back to the trailhead, so did a good like 2.5 mile run. Really awesome. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys soon for more awesome hiking adventures.